Hello learners, we have studied about fat soluble vitamins in the earlier part of this module. Now we shall cover water soluble vitamins, vitamin C and the B complex vitamins, thiamine, riboflavin and niacin. Now let us first come to vitamin C. Vitamin C is also termed as ascorbic acid. The body requires vitamin C for normal physiological functions. It also increases the absorption of iron in the gut by reducing ferric form of iron to the ferrous state. As an antioxidant, it protects the body from various deleterious effects of free radicals, pollutants and toxins. Now, with this brief information on physiological roles of vitamin C, let us see what are the health benefits. Now, vitamin C as related to cancer, the continuing attack of DNA by unquenched reactive oxygen species is believed to be the major cause of cancer. As a physiological antioxidant, ascorbic acid plays a role in the prevention of oxidative damage to DNA, which is elevated in cells at sites of chronic inflammation and in many pre-neoplastic lesions. Now, role of vitamin C in cardiovascular diseases. The antioxidant property of vitamin C helps for the treatment of cardiovascular diseases. Vitamin C has the capability of reducing monocyte adherence to the endothelium, improving endothelium dependent nitric oxide production and vasodilation, and reducing vascular smooth muscle cell apoptosis, which prevents plaque instability in atherosclerosis. Vitamin C and age related macular degeneration and cataract. Age related macular degeneration and cataracts are two of the main causes of vision loss in older people. Oxidative stress might contribute to the etiology of both conditions. Thus, researchers have taken interest in the role of vitamin C and other antioxidants in the development and treatment of these diseases. There are many reports to study the role of vitamin C in AMD and cataract. Now, role of vitamin C in relation to synthesis of protein. Another important function of vitamin C is its role in the synthesis of protein. Vitamin C helps in the synthesis of collagen. Collagen protects the skin from wrinkling and makes the skin firm and strong. Collagen also protects and supports organs and other soft tissues. One of the amino acids used to build collagen, that is hydroxyproline, is synthesized only when vitamin C is available, thereby highlighting the role of vitamin C in the synthesis of the protein collagen. Now, coming to photoprotection, vitamin C reduces the damage caused by ultraviolet light exposure. It cannot act as a sunscreen since it cannot absorb ultraviolet light. But the antioxidant activity of vitamin C helps to protect ultraviolet light damage caused by free radicals. In response to ultraviolet light, vitamin C transports proteins are increased, suggesting an increased need for vitamin C uptake for adequate protection. Now, we come to the next water soluble vitamin, that is thiamine, also designated as B1. Now, thiamine is an essential nutrient that serves as a cofactor for a number of enzymes, mostly with mitochondrial localization. Thiamine is present in the body as free thiamine as well as in several phosphorylated forms, that is thiamine monophosphate, thiamine diphosphate and thiamine triphosphate. Now, let us see what are the health benefits of thiamine in the body? Vitamin B1 or thiamine helps to prevent the complications in the nervous system, brain, muscles, heart, stomach and intestines. It is also involved in the flow of electrolytes in and out of the muscle and nerve cells. Now, role of thiamine in cerebral metabolism. Thiamine plays a central role in cerebral metabolism. The brain uses glucose as a primary fuel for energy generation. Glucose enters the brain by diffusion across the blood-brain barrier. About 30% of the glucose that is absorbed by the brain undergoes oxidation through the Krebs cycle. The 3 thiamine dependent enzymes that are essential for the cerebral metabolism of glucose use thiamine pyrophosphate as cofactor, accounting for 80% of the total thiamine present in nervous tissues. Now, role of thiamine in Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia in elderly individuals and is associated with progressive neurodegeneration of the human neocortex. Thiamine levels and the activity of thiamine dependent enzymes are reduced in the brain and peripheral tissues of patients with Alzheimer's disease. Oral thiamine trials have been shown to improve the cognitive function of patients with Alzheimer's disease. However, absorption of thiamine is poor in elderly individuals. Then role of thiamine in cataracts. Much evidence exists that the toxic effects of reactive oxygen species, including oxygen free radicals generated by ultraviolet light, radioactive irradiation and metabolism, play an important role in the development of age related cataract. Ongoing detoxification of these reactive oxygen species by the reducing compound glutathione is necessary to maintain the tissue's transparency. An optimal metabolic flux of carbohydrates through the hexose monophosphate shunt is necessary to keep glutathione in its active reduced state. Thiamine deficiency impairs the function of this metabolic pathway because thiamine serves as a coenzyme of transketolase, one of the enzymes in the hexose monoshunt pathway. Accordingly, it has been demonstrated in vivo in mice that thiamine deficiency induces fiber cell degeneration of the eye lenses. Riboflavin is a water soluble vitamin. Its most important biologically active forms, flavin adenosine dinucleotide, that is FAD, and flavin mononucleotide Ffn, participate in a range of redox reactions, some of which are absolutely key to the function of aerobic cells. Riboflavin participates in a diversity of redox reactions central to human metabolism through the cofactors of Fmn and Fad, which act as electron carriers. Health benefits of riboflavin with respect to absorption of iron in the body. Intervention studies in humans support the idea that riboflavin status might influence iron handling, possibly including effects at the level of iron absorption. Animal studies confirmed that moderate riboflavin deficiency impairs iron absorption. An effect of riboflavin supplements was reported on the concentration of circulating hemoglobin, suggesting that improving riboflavin status had an effect on iron absorption or iron mobilization from existing stores. Relationship of riboflavin and cancer. The literature relating riboflavin with cancer is complex. Some studies indicate that riboflavin deficiency increases the risk of cancer at certain sites, whereas others point to a possible attenuating
effect of riboflavin
in the presence of some carcinogens and a protective effect of deficiency. Some carcinogens are metabolized by flavin dependent enzymes, and in these instances riboflavin may enhance or ameliorate the effects of carcinogen. Now, riboflavin and its role in cardiovascular diseases. Dihydroriboflavin produced from riboflavin by NADPH dependent flavin reductase has been shown to be an efficient reducing agent for heme proteins containing ferric iron and therefore a potential antioxidant. Interesting work has emerged to indicate that riboflavin might have protective effects against the tissue damage associated with
ischemia,
reperfusion, probably mediated by flavin reductase and the reduction by dihydroriboflavin oxidized heme proteins. Now, next, riboflavin as a modulator of homocysteine concentrations. In recent years, there has been much interest in the importance of plasma homocysteine as a graded risk factor for cardiovascular disease. Riboflavin status was reported as being a modulator of plasma homocysteine concentrations in healthy adults. Subclinical riboflavin deficiency may contribute to increased concentrations of plasma homocysteine with an associated increased risk of cardiovascular disease. Now, role of riboflavin in vision. Riboflavin dependent photoreceptors, that is cryptochromes, identified in the retina are thought to play a role in the process of dark adaptation. Dietary riboflavin might influence dark adaptation through these photoreceptors through interaction with vitamin A or independently. This is an area that deserves further attention. Now, coming to the next water soluble vitamin, that is vitamin B3 or niacin. Niacin is a combination of nicotinic acid and nicotinamide, is a B vitamin which plays a role in both neuroprotection and neuronal death, giving it utmost importance in the proper functioning of the central nervous system, neuronal development and function. Now, let us see the health benefits of niacin. The role of niacin in lipid metabolism. Lipid lowering ability of niacin is very diverse and it is still under investigation. The mechanism that is proposed is the action of niacin's anti-lipolytic effect, thought to be mediated via nicotinic acid receptors. An alternate mechanism recently uncovered is the ability of niacin to speed up the intracellular degradation of apolipoproteins B containing lipoproteins such as very low density lipoproteins and low density lipoproteins by inhibiting triglyceride synthesis. Also, niacin inhibits diacyl glycerol acyltransferase 2, thereby decreasing the hepatic triglyceride synthesis. Then the next is role of niacin in fasting glycemia. Now, this is thought to be through the roles of niacin responsive G protein coupled receptor and plasma
free fatty
acids. Though details of the mechanisms are yet to be fully uncovered, research has observed a direct relationship between insulin resistance in muscles and high free fatty acid in the form of lipid overload concentrations in non-adipose tissues. Also, niacin has been shown to increase fasting glycemic levels in patients with diabetes. Avoiding niacin therapy has been recommended in patients with metabolic syndrome or diabetes. Now, niacin and aging related process and pathologies. Though still yet to be fully uncovered, the mechanism of action through current research is thought to be the inverse relation between nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide concentrations and dietary niacin intake. Researchers have demonstrated that reduced intracellular nicotine adenine dinucleotide concentrations lead to loss of a cell's power to undergo division and growth, leading to aging of cell and ultimately its death. Now, we come to the conclusion of this part of the module. In this part of the module, learners, we have seen the role of vitamin C as an antioxidant in preventing free radical damage in the body, its protective role in cancer and as photoprotection. Similarly, the beneficial role of vitamin B1, B2 and B3 with respect to aging, lipid metabolism, homocysteine modulator, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, Alzheimer's, cataract with their respective mechanism. In spite of observational studies claiming beneficial role of these nutrients, controversial results also exist underlying the need for intensive studies to counteract and authenticate these reports. Thank you.